Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is a thought clip. Now, y'all, after Mimosas with Melody, I did a video where I talked about what I would do if I was planning MeloCon. And I promised that I was going to do a part 2. And I don't know, there is something about me where sometimes I procrastinate, okay? And I'm trying to do better with that. That's one of the reasons too why I started a YouTube channel, because I felt like this would be something that would keep me motivated and on task to complete goals. So that was a week ago. And yesterday I was listening to Trending at some point, and I just feel like it was confirmation that, girl, you need to go and do the part 2 of your MeloCon video. Because in Trending at some point live yesterday, she was talking about MeloCon and the dates that she was expecting for it to fall on. And she was also talking about one of my other content creators, Chef Don Don, who's doing a live Don Don meetup in Atlanta around June 9th, I think it was. I'll go back and I'll find Trending at some point's video, and I will link it in the description box below so that y'all can get all the information on that. But what I'm trying to say is that Trending at some point's video reminded me that, girl, you need to do part 2 of your MeloCon video, because you told the people in the first video, well, in the comment section of the first video, that you had more thoughts, you had more ideas. So y'all, this is my part 2. So if you haven't watched my part 1, I'm also going to link that in the description box, because that's going to give a better foundation for where this video is heading into now. A quick summary of part 1. I talked about venue, where I wanted MeloCon to take place. Obviously, we already know that it's going to be in Atlanta, and I like for it to stay that way, for it to remain in Atlanta. Specifically, I want it to be in the Midtown area, the same area where Mimosas with Melody was held. I feel like it was a great midpoint for all the hotels and stuff. It doesn't have to be at the Biltmore Ballroom, but somewhere in that vicinity, so that people can, make it to the event on time and make it back to their hotel. And it's in a close proximity, because Ubering and taking a Lyft, that's kind of expensive, if y'all know what I mean, right? So that's number 1. I talked about, the setup of the venue, some of the things that I was hoping to be there, Melody's products, brands associated with Melody, like Nubian TV, Posner Cosmetics, Sharnita's World, Dr. Shanita, like all those people who are connected with Melody, and other brands that align with Melody's passions, brands that align with her message. I feel like that would be a great idea to have. So let's get into whether or not there should be outside vendors, because someone in the comment section of my first video said that there should be like some small entrepreneurs, and I agree that there should be a select number of other vendors. Again, businesses that align with Melody's message and are products and services that Melody is not dabbling in yet. So even though there's space for different skincare brands and products, I don't feel like I want to see 7th Avenue there, and then another company who's providing similar products to 7th Avenue, if that makes any sense. But maybe a makeup palette company, maybe a perfume company, or oils, perfume oils company, definitely hair company, because Melody's hair is always laid. So maybe a wig company can come in, a small business that sells wigs and bundles and stuff can come in. A company that sells books, because as Black people, we need to read some more, y'all. We need to read some more. Someone that offers financial management and financial planning. A therapist who probably on the spot can do some like goal-oriented sessions. If you have problems with time management, goal setting, then a therapist can be there to give guidance, some pamphlets, some infographics on how you can better manage your time, how you can set goals. If you are feeling down, they can give you resources on places that you can go for like a low cost that can give you therapy and things like that. Also, I forgot to talk about the food. There could be a food vendor there, y'all. Melody doesn't have a food business. So I feel like it would be great to have like some snack vendors there who are Black owned businesses who have a snack line that we don't know about, and they're there selling their chips or their food or drinks, whatever it is. But that could also be there. And we know Melody is going to make sure that we eat well, because the food down at the Biltmore Ballroom at Mimosas with Melody was really, really good. Like, I'm not a mashed potato salad type of girl, but I guess I was hungry because I had gone through the whole day not eating much. I was running around in Atlanta trying to get my makeup done and stuff, and that took forever, even though it turned out perfectly. But when all was said and done, I didn't get to eat. So after having breakfast from like 8 something in the morning, and then heading out to go get my makeup done, I didn't eat until I got to Mimosas with Melody. So I guess the mashed potatoes were good, or maybe it was just that I was starving, but I enjoyed it. And that chicken was succulent. That chicken breast was succulent. The seasoning was like, was so good, y'all. Like, I can't even describe it. It was so good. So I know that if it's a venue that has food and lunch will be made available, whether it's you buy a ticket that gives you lunch, or when you get there you have to buy a meal ticket or something, I know that whoever Mel chooses to cater the event so that we can all eat, it's going to be a good company, right? We don't want people walking around tipsy or drunk in a whole convention or conference or whatever you want to call it. But I wouldn't mind some drinks being served. I can walk and sip, and I shop at the same time. And also, I feel like Trending at some point here for Hot Tea and Journey to Jasmine, they did a great job at the entrance of Mimosas with Melody, getting like, entry reactions from the people who were pulling up. So I feel like they should get another chance, another opportunity to do that again. This time they should have like a nice background, their own step and repeat outside where, and this is how I want them to break it down for MeloCon if they get the opportunity to stream live from the front, right? So they should do it for maybe like an hour and a half and do it in like 15 minute blocks where You have, let's say, for example, you have trending, greeting the people when they step out of their cars or when they're walking up towards where they are. And then if the people choose to come on camera or they want to be on the live stream, then you have Journey to Jasmine, who will usher them to Here for Hot Tea. And then they can switch it up where now you have Journey to Jasmine getting the people, ushering them to trending at to Here for Hot Tea, and then trending at some point doing the interview. And so each of them get a 50-minute block where they get a chance to speak and ask their own questions, and it aligns with their journey to trending hot tea show that they do on YouTube. Because I went back and I watched their live stream from Mimosas with Melody, and it was fun. They did a really good job for it to have been their first time doing something like that. So I think it was a great choice. And speaking of that, I feel like it's a good way to segue into how I believe Melody can also, show love to some of the content creators who are just her biggest supporters, but in the most professional way ever, right? So she could have like press passes, like if you want behind the scenes moments from MeloCon, you want to interview people at their table, you want to interview Jay Taylor if he's doing makeup, or you want to interview the esthetician who is doing the facials at the 7th Avenue booth, or if you want to talk to Mama Van about her book, you have to purchase a press pass similar to BravoCon. But I think with BravoCon, they specially invite YouTubers or content creators to do that. So it's a special pass. I don't know if they have to pay for it or not, but I know a lot of them, they get a special invitation to be backstage for BravoCon, where they get to interview the Bravo celebrities on the red carpet or whatever it's called. So I feel like that would be great. You have people like Tea Talk with Your Girl, you have Sassy TV, True Tea, Ebony the Best, Trending to Here for Hot Tea, Journey to Jasmine. You have all these great content creators out here who I feel could elevate their channel by being able to have like special moments like that from the event. And obviously you're gonna have the content creators like myself who want to stay in the cut and I have to get out of that mindset, but you have content creators like me who want to stay in the cut, who just want to roam about with my phone and capture moments for my channel. I don't need to interview anybody. I'm gonna be shaking, I'm gonna be too nervous, but content creators like me who just want to walk around and capture moments from each booth, and if we get a chance to talk to somebody, then we'll do it, but we don't really need to. I would love to sit and see the behind the scenes interviews from some of my favorite content creators. So that's another idea that I have, where some content creators get special passes so that they can have behind the scenes access at MeloCon. Now, as I've said before, I want the event to go from in the morning into like the late evening. So maybe we start, lining up at the door at like 9:30. They're about doors open promptly at 10 o'clock, where the the booths are ready, we can go start buying products, checking out information and stuff like that. And then at around 11 o'clock should be like the first panel discussion or the first a session, and that should be like 15 to 30 minutes, and that 15 to 30 minutes should entail the panel discussion and then a question and answer section. And outside of the panel discussion, it's a convention, it's a conference. So there should be some prizes. So maybe there should be like a number on everyone's tickets, whether you purchased through Eventbrite. I'm sure Mel is going to utilize Eventbrite for her tickets. So similar to when we got to MeloCon, you walk up to a table and you get like your food card or whatever. When we get to MeloCon, at the door, you walk in, you go to a table, and you get a ticket that you need to keep safe. And that ticket is for a raffle, for a grand prize. I don't know what the grand prize could be, but whatever the grand prize is, or whatever the prizes are that are going to be, that should be there. Like, I feel like whatever convention or conference I go to, there's always like a little raffle, like a little game or something where you can win prizes. So I believe that that should be a part of the event. So you get your ticket, you keep it safe, and then during the panels, there should be a giveaway, right? And it shouldn't be something where you have to answer a question, because God knows sometimes you have the knowledge, but if you're put on the spot, you could clamor up and not answer the question right, and then you don't get an opportunity to win the prize. I think it should just be based on if it's your ticket number that's called when they do the raffle, you win the prize. Or if they want to do like some question and answer kind of game, make it something that the people definitely are going to get right. Okay, it should be fun, and people should win if their number is drawn. I feel like I've never won a raffle. Like, I'm always there like, okay, it's my ticket, I want to win, and I never win. So God knows if I'm at MeloCon and they do this and my ticket number is drawn, I'm gonna be ecstatic, because I feel like I'm one of those people who never wins anything like that. So let's run down what we said before. MeloCon is going to be in Atlanta. I'm hopeful that it's going to be in Midtown, just similar to Mimosas with Melody. There should be a special behind the scenes press pass for content creators. They can either buy it, or a few content creators can be selected to provide behind the scenes footage to their YouTube channel. Trending at some point, journey to Jasmine, here for hot tea. They should be able to do their entrance red carpet live interview with patrons of the event. The food, we should have food tickets so that we can buy lunch. There should be some snacks and drink vendors, small Black business owners who are offering snacks or pastries or lemonades or teas or whatever should be there. Small brands that don't have a product that conflicts with a product that Melody is already offering should also be there. So like a wig company, makeup palette company, financial management company, business consultants company, something down those lines should be there as a way for small business owners and entrepreneurs who are millimeters or the people who are fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville and support Melody can also participate and showcase their brands. There should be a live panel, like maybe every hour, of different talking points: business, relationships, health, wealth, whatever it is. There should be a panel discussion, maybe every hour, maybe every 2 hour. It should be announced over a telecom. Okay, everybody, it's time for the next session. And you go, you sit, you enjoy the session, and you go back to enjoying the festivities of the booths that you haven't checked out. I don't remember if I said there should be food tickets. So when you purchase your MeloCon ticket, you should have the option of adding a food ticket to it. And I feel like that's easier to do, to just include a little lunchbox or something with the MeloCon ticket. So if it's through Eventbrite, when you buy your ticket, what you're paying for is entrance to MeloCon and your lunch. So whatever the lunch is, that would be covered in your ticket. That way, if Melody's getting a caterer, then they have a good understanding of how many people are going to require lunch. Because if it's a thing where some people buy a ticket when they check out on Eventbrite and then others wait until they get to the event to decide if they want to buy a lunch ticket, then maybe there will not be enough food for everybody. So I just feel like the ticket price should just include entrance to MeloCon, entrance to the different panels, and your lunch ticket, if that makes sense. Now, based on Chef Dandan's event and the fact that it was disclosed that one of his special guests at his event would be Jay Taylor. If you follow Melody, you know that Jay Taylor used to be her makeup artist. I probably still is from time to time, but he's also one of her good friends. He's going to be at Chef Dandan's live event. And Chef Dandan's event is on the 9th. So I'm like, the 9th of June. So I'm like, let me find out that MeloCon is probably going to be on the 9th. Because if that's the case, well, I'm fine with that, because then I'll be able to perhaps, well, not on the 9th. Let's not say Melody's event is going to be on the 9th, but it's going to be around that time. So maybe on the 8th or maybe on the Friday, so the 7th. I don't know. I don't feel like if Melody was going to have MeloCon on the 9th of June, that Chef would also have his event on the 9th of June, because then that would be like a conflict, unless he knows something about the timing of MeloCon, where even if it's on the same day, he could still have his event later. Like, I don't know, but I'm guessing, and please note, I'm just guessing, that perhaps Chef knows something that we don't know, and that is why he's having his event in Atlanta, and he's having it on the 9th of June. So like Trendon said, we need to start putting some coins away in our savings account. Every time we get a paycheck, if you can, put a little $50, a little $20, something into your savings account, so that you're saving for MeloCon. Because it's not just buying your tickets and for the event, then buying your plane ticket and then booking your hotel. It's also Ubering from place to place. It's also buying food. It's also buying items at MeloCon if there's gonna be things on sale. So you're gonna need some money. The ticket for MeloCon, the plane ticket, and the hotel is probably going to run a lot of us maybe like $600. You know what I mean? And then when we get to the event, we probably are going to need like maybe $200 of spending money if we want to buy skincare, if we want to buy an item from Jay Bolin if he's there, if we want to buy some lipstick or something, it's probably going to be around to $300 right there. And then Ubering from place to place, that's going to be like another $100 depending on how long you're staying in Atlanta. So for most of us, we're going to need about $1,000, maybe 1,500 to sponsor this whole trip, to cover this whole trip. So yeah, I agree with trending, y'all. Start saving, because I feel like the second Melody comes off of her social media break, she's going to be announcing these dates. I'm sure that she has to plan around when she has her children. We don't know what's happened the court in the courts the last time they were in court. We don't know if anything changed. So I'm sure that she has to plan around her children's summer. We don't know if they have camp. Some of the kids, they are in tennis and baseball. They might have tournaments during the summer. She has to plan around that too. And then when it comes down to the end of summer, it's back to school time, and there's planning for that as well. So I'm sure that she's probably sitting with her team. She's looking at her calendar. She's saying, okay, I have the kids this week, they're with their dad on that week. However, this week, baby girl has a tennis tournament and baby boy has a baseball tournament on the Saturday, so I can't do it on that day. And so she has to be looking at her schedule, ensuring that planning for MeloCon is not going to infringe on time that she also needs to be spending with her kids and being there for all the little activities that they have. And also, Melody is a businesswoman. She probably had prior commitments before we started throwing out this idea of a MeloCon. So there's that too. She might have had prior engagements and prior commitments that she still needs to fulfill. So she has to also work around those schedules as well. So we just have to continue to be patient and hopeful that when she comes off her social media break, we're going to get an announcement for MeloCon. I'm hopeful that it gives all of us enough time where we can save so that we can actually attend. And similar to how Bravo, NBC Universal streamed BravoCon, I feel like, as I said in part one, that Nubian TV should be there to stream live from MeloCon. But similar to Bravo TV, they should do it in blocks where they are streaming the different panels, because if you go to Peacock, you can see the different panels from BravoCon. So that's what Nubian TV should do. Yes, they should capture like different behind the scenes moment, but I think in particular they should stream the different panel discussions that may happen at MeloCon. And once again, y'all, this is just me throwing out ideas. I'm not saying that Melody is going to do any of this. I'm not saying that MeloCon is going to be in June. I'm just throwing out my thoughts, my opinions, my ideas. And let me say this. Mimosas with Melody it fell on a holiday weekend. It fell on the Easter weekend. Friday was Good Friday, and that was a perfect time for a lot of people to travel because they didn't have work. So I feel like MeloCon may fall on Juneteenth. And perhaps not June 19th specifically, but maybe the weekend of the 21st. I'm pushing for it to be a weekend. I want the ability to travel into Atlanta on Friday, enjoy the event on Saturday, and jump on a flight back home on the Sunday. Like that timeline works for me because I gotta go to work. Now, if it happens on Wednesday, June 19th, that's gonna be kind of iffy because then I have to take off work on the Tuesday. The event would be on the Wednesday, and then I have to take off work again for the Thursday. I don't like that because my wedding anniversary is in August, and I'm already taking time off for that, and I'm taking time off again in December to go home to Jamaica. So I really, whatever Mel does, I'm hopeful that it will be on a weekend. Please, Melody, let MeloCon fall on a weekend, Saturday to be specific, because I want the Friday to hang out, meet up with other Melometers and other Love and Marriage Huntsville fans who are supporters of Melody. As I said, the Friday should be like a pre-party for MeloCon, like a launch party. And then Saturday, the big event. And then Sunday, for those of us who are leaving Atlanta late, we could meet up for like breakfast or something. And then go to the airport to catch our flights. Or we can meet up at the airport and have breakfast there. I'm just saying. So many things can happen if MeloCon happens on a weekend. So, all right, y'all, that's how I see things as it relates to what I'm hopeful for in terms of the upcoming MeloCon event. Let me say again, I don't know when the event is going to be. There's been no dates. There has been no information regarding how the event is going to be, what we can expect. I am just throwing out my ideas. So drop in the comment section below and drop your ideas as well and tell me how you see things too. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, as I always say, walk good. Bye.